Devin, how many times did you almost break your neck doing the swanton?
Oh, dude, that was my finishing move on the trampoline to my cousin, and my mom did
Yeah.
not like that because you act like because once you do it, you're supposed to act like are you down for the count? And my mom will walk out, and she will freak out like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "What? What?" Like, "Oh my gosh, I thought you were hurt." Like, "No, no, I'm acting like I just got hit with a finisher." I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm selling,
mom.
brother.
Mom,
I'm
I'm selling.
selling.
my
You're
mom is on.
ruining the spot. You're breaking kayfabe.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tag Me In podcast. We're on episode number 8. We're on number 8. We're almost at double digits, man. We're almost there. Thank you to the OGs who are listening once again. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And thank you to the new listeners who are listening either on audio platform or they're watching on YouTube. We appreciate you. If you love wrestling as much as we do, this is the place to be. I am your host, Devin. I got my two best friends, but also my co-hosts. Got Zach B. How we doing, man?
Doing all right. Episode number 8. 8 is significant because that is the same number of consecutive finals LeBron James went to. So the GOAT
cares, bro?
is an important number.
I mean, with other teams as well, but that's fine. He left Cleveland.
Doesn't matter. Something Michael Jordan
he
never
left
did.
Cleveland, came back, and then
Michael
left
Jordan
again.
doesn't
That's
need
crazy.
to. Oh my gosh, we're not even a sports. Oh gosh, I mean, this is
8
sports.
consecutive
Wrestling is a
finals.
sport, but we're not a basketball podcast. We are a wrestling podcast.
The
LeBron
Cavs are down
lost.
3-1. The Cavs are down 3-1 currently, and I'm coping.
Like I said at the very beginning when that series was coming down, I said it's going to be Celtics in 5. Devin said Celtics in 4. He's going to sweep. I was like, no. I was like, nah, they're not going to sweep. It's going to be Celtics in 5.
All right, whatever. I'm coping. This is a wrestling show. Welcome to Tag Me In.
Gosh, and yes, we still have the legend himself, Big Red. How we doing, man?
My basketball team's not in the playoffs, but my second favorite team is, and we're going to go with that.
Let's go Nuggets. Let's go.
Let's go Nuggets, baby.
How do we get guys? How do we do this? Like, I just
They
told
gotta
our
know.
new listeners, this is a wrestling podcast, and then be like, wait, I'm so confused. Like,
Yeah, so
let's
we're
not
just
do
letting
this.
them know it's showing our personality. You
Yes.
like
Let
the
'em know.
Bulls. Zach likes
We don't
the
wanna talk about the
Cavaliers,
Bulls.
and I like the
Bulls
Spurs.
suck.
And the
Bulls
Spurs suck. They're the worst
Okay,
team
no,
in the
my bad.
NBA right
Sorry.
now. I mean,
I'm sorry.
bottom 3. Actually, the Pistons are the worst, but that's besides the point.
Anyway, welcome to our wrestling show. Tag Me In.
To our wrestling podcast. We are fun. We're fun. We swear. We have a great time. Hope y'all enjoy it. So we're gonna start with our icebreakers. Oh man, we start off every week. One person has a question. The other two have to answer it. The other two do not know what the question is, so that's what makes it entertaining. Gets our brains moving. I got a would you rather question. I have actually 3. But they're pretty simple. I don't think they're too much to think about. Like, oh, look, it should be quick and easy to go for. I have to find it.
Oh, no, Devin. Oh,
I know,
no.
It's like, no, it's
Who
right
the
here.
fuck invited
Are
this
y'all
guy?
ready? No, it was right there. It was literally on my photos. But then, of course, my phone's like, "Hey, here's a picture of your daughter." I'm like, oh, hi.
Oh, look at that. Oh, sweet.
I'll take that any
Oh,
day. All right,
sick.
boys, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
All right. Would you rather have a successful career in the WWE but never win a championship, or have a short-lived career but win multiple championships? All right, so I got a would you rather question, and we'll start off with Elijah.
Since I understand the question well, and you'll see maybe on the TMI blooper reel one day, but you'll understand that reference later. No, I honestly would take the that's a tough one. I think I would take the shorter career with multiple championships, because I feel like you could definitely pivot into other avenues and have those accolades. Plus, it'd be so fucking cool to win championships. Like if you only had a 5-year career, but you're a champion every fucking year. Oh, that's dope. Even if it's he's at the IC. Oh, he won the WWE twice. Oh my god, okay, he had a tag run. Oh, one more run and then called it quits. You're still well known, and it gives you like those avenues to like start a podcast or stream, do whatever you need to do, or even like I don't know. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it, but I definitely would choose the short career, but very successful.
That's a very good answer. All right. Same thing for you, Zach.
I think
Successful
I'd,
career in the WWE, but never win a championship, or have a short-lived career but win multiple championships.
I think I would rather have the long career with no championships, because then you get like the sympathetic viewpoint from the fans, and like you start to gain a lot of like sympathy with everybody, and you become a fan favorite very quickly that way. Dusty Rhodes to this day is mentioned on WWE television, and I understand that he won some championships, but he never got like the big one. So I feel like having a very long career with not any title reigns, I think would turn you into the very sympathetic character and the one that everybody wants to see succeed. So you're just a fan favorite at all times, and I think that'd be a fun avenue to take as a wrestler.
Okay. I would have to say have a short-lived career but win multiple championships. And
Hell yeah, buddy.
like it's just because like I think even when I was little, I always want to win a world championship. I think that's every wrestler's dream. Like I get where you're coming from, Zach, because Dusty still had an amazing career. So like it has like its ups and downs with it, but give me that belt. I want to wear my waist, man. Successful singles career or successful tag team career?
Ooh.
Hmm.
Who wants to go first on this one? Actually,
I'll take
That's
it.
a tough. I think that's a
Okay.
tough one. Personally, I don't know.
I'll take it. I think that I don't know. I think that having a successful tag career would be the most fun, because you get to do it with somebody. I've always been the type of person that like likes to do things with people that I enjoy. So like if you have a very long, very successful career with a tag team partner, you get to experience all of these things with somebody, and presumably somebody that you like, somebody that you enjoy. And I think at the New Day, I'll use Kofi Kingston as an example. Like he had a singles run, but like him and Xavier Woods and him and Big E, like their tag team success has just gone bounds beyond whatever any of them singles runs could do. And I think that having a successful tag team run would be a lot of fun. Plus, you could always venture into the world of singles role, like singles wrestling, but you always have that tag team prowess to fall back on. And I think that I would enjoy a very successful tag team run more.
That's a good answer right there. What about you, Big Red?
I think that's tough. I would probably have to go with the tag one as well, because just like sharing the ring, like the chemistry could still be there, and you can still put on like 5-star matches. And kind of like Zach said, it doesn't mean that you can't have a singles run too, or even like a small like little like IC title United States, like some sort of like singles action. Even though it's probably going to be like a short reign, because that's not the point of the question. But I definitely feel like just having that bond and having that like I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but just it'd be fun. It would just be straight up fun. Like you could play to the crowd so much, especially like face or heel, like having the other guy there who's on your side no matter what. Like I think it would definitely like elevate to a point where you're like, I'm just having fucking fun with this. I don't care that I'm working, like putting my body through all this stuff, because you're like, I got my boy with me at the end of the day though. Or my boys, because it could be a little faction. But
Yeah,
I would choose that.
Yeah.
that's the route that I was kind of thinking, was like hey, I got my guys with me. Like it's just us
Yeah, face or
And-
heel. Because imagine
Yeah.
being a heel and you're just talking shit to everybody.
with your
But you got
buddy.
your boy with you.
Yeah.
Your boy's talking shit too. Like, oh, the fans suck. Yeah, they do suck. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm lucky, let's get it. That's my dog right there.
Bomb in the first row. Like,
Look at that bomb.
look
Yeah,
at this
look
guy.
at
I
You
was
get
actually-
no bitches. No, I
You
love
with-
that.
That's your mom?
Yeah,
Loser. Like,
I saw
Like,
her last
I love
night. Like, it'd be Something crazy. So you can be acting wild.
Wow.
Nah. If I'm having a tag, I've finally decided if I'm having a tag run, long successful tag run, I'm a heel 90%.
Oh, it's
of
gotta
it.
be.
I'll be a face for the fans. Like if I come back from an injury or whatever. Besides that, heel. I'm roasting everyone. I don't give a fuck.
Oh gosh.
I'll get my comeuppance. It's fine.
Don't mess with Big Red when he turns heel.
I'm face right
All
now.
right, let's just get into this third question. Would you rather be in ankle lock, or the master's lock?
Oh, gosh.
That one.
Okay.
They both
Man, this
sound
is a
terrible,
tough
by the
one.
way. I just want to say that.
Yeah, this is tough. Gut reaction says that I would rather be in the master lock because you need your ankles to walk, was kind of where my brain went. Both would suck, especially like a Kurt Angle lock specifically would destroy your leg. Whereas I feel like a master lock is probably not that simple, but just like throw your arms up and just slip through. Like it's pretty simple because it's basically just a full Nelson, right? That's all it is. Just
There
throw
you
your arms
go.
up. You'll fall through. You're fine. But an ankle lock, that's not happening. You're not getting out of that one. I'd have to go. I'd rather be stuck in a master lock. Do you guys remember the master lock challenge?
That's what came to my
Yeah.
head when I was doing it. Like those were
Where you would just come out to the ring and just put people in full Nelsons? And that
Like,
was the
sit in
whole
this chair
gimmick.
and let me fuck you up for 5 minutes. I'm like, who volunteers?
Dude,
Like the
they
only
just
one that made
swing you
sense was
around.
Bobby
That
Lashley
was the
because he's
insane
also
part.
a big, strong dude as well.
He was.
Like
Yeah.
they had Rey Mysterio's ass out there being like, "Can you get out the master lock?" No, he cannot.
Oh, no, I
There's no
can't.
way. There's no way Rey's
Oh
getting
my
tossed
gosh.
around like a rag doll.
Literally. What? So, what's your answer, Big Red?
I'd have to say master lock as well because. Especially when Kurt gets the grapevine with the ankle lock too, like he just fucking falls down with it and just twists. Oh,
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine that.
Oh,
And then
gosh.
on top of that, as someone who has had knee injuries and gone through an ankle injury right now because I just got out of the boot.
Good job.
I
happened?
was like, what happened? It's Devin's fault.
Oh no, we're not getting to this. We're not getting to that.
Anyway, story for another pod.
Sorry for another pod, but yeah, especially like having that experience of like, hey, I've already fractured my ankle already, and having like just imagining Kurt Angle being like, you know what, I know you're injured, but
Yeah.
oh, I tap immediately. That would
Oh,
mess me
gosh.
up for life, and like having just not even the ankle injury, just having like knee injuries on top of that in the past. I'm like, I couldn't imagine anything happening to my lower body that's that vicious. So I would rather attempt to fight my way out of a master lock, even if I hurt my neck or back or whatever hurts it.
Yeah.
I'd rather attempt to get out of that than to try to get out of an ankle lock from an Olympic gold medalist. So
Yeah, especially I also like I wish that the ankle lock was respected as much as it used to be back in the day. Nobody wins with ankle locks anymore. Maybe it's just because like
Chad, bro.
maybe
Chad's
it's
gonna bring it back.
Chad's gonna bring it
Yeah,
back
that's
with
not-
that hill run.
that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's just because like that's Kurt Angle's thing and maybe they're trying to protect Kurt Angle. Like maybe that's it.
Maybe.
And maybe they're trying to keep like the Kurt Angle lore alive and not let people win with the ankle lock, but nobody wins with that move anymore. Used to be like a guaranteed win as soon as you got it locked in.
Do y'all remember SmackDown versus Raw? And I always got Kurt Angle, and that was the only move I use if I want to finish. You're making me tap. I'm making
Yeah.
you tap with the angle.
Tap or snap, tap or snap.
Dude.
Yeah.
So I was gonna do like the walls at Jericho or the ankle lock, but like I don't know. It's like I need something a little more tougher, maybe a little more upper body. Man, when I thought about the master lock, I was like, oh gosh, no, that
Yeah.
would suck. Like it doesn't matter like what you pick; they both are just terrible. So it was just like,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, good. Hey, icebreaker.
Good icebreaker, Devin.
Woo. Thank you. I love those Would You Rathers, man. I'm loving these icebreakers. Now it's getting to kind of letting the flow go. So if you've been living under a rock or just don't watch TV, And there's been a lot of QR codes happening on WWE, which is on also like on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. Like it's pop up out of nowhere. It's like Howdy, of course. There is getting these signs of them coming back, which is exciting. But of course, we don't know when they're coming back. We don't know who's all going to be in it and who's going to be their first feud. So we're going to talk about a little bit, like kind of get like, what do we think is this? When will be that? So first question is when are they going to finally pop up? When are they going to come? Like, are they going to during PLE? During like the middle of a Monday night episode? Zach, since you are like you are the main guy for this, like you've been on this like mac and cheese, I guess that's
On
I
this like mac and cheese, as
I
they
don't
say.
know. That's the first thing that came to my mind. But
When
when do you?
Hey,
I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Like I don't know, but like,
Mommy used to
anyway.
say, "Stay on this like mac and cheese." I remember
Thank
it.
you. Okay. Oh,
Um,
thank you. I don't sound stupid then.
I'm
No, you
not
still
making
do.
that up.
Man, we were going crazy on this episode. But Zach, when do you think they're gonna pop up?
Well, the correct answer is they should have already been here. Lyon, France
Yeah.
would have been
Oh,
the most amazing place to debut Uncle Howdy and this new faction, whatever they're going to be called, Wyatt Six, Wyatt Family, whatever it's going to be called. Lyon, France would have been the cherry on top to a great show. I don't know when they're gonna appear. I gotta say, I'm kind of scared that they're gonna do it in Saudi, and
oh.
that crowd, that crowd just
What's
isn't,
happening?
isn't it?
Like,
That crowd just isn't it. And that's gonna be such a big moment, and I feel like they're gonna be put behind the eight ball because they're not gonna get the reaction that this has been built up for. This has been going on for about 2 months now. Like this is this has been going on a long time. All these QR codes and the white rabbits and the chasing of the trying to decode all the messages and stuff. And I just think that if they were to debut at King and Queen of the Ring next Saturday, it's just not going to be the payoff that it deserves, and it's just going to set them back right off the jump. And that is honestly my biggest fear. I'd rather them debut on a random episode of SmackDown somewhere, or a random episode of Raw somewhere.
you need that pop when they come out.
Yeah.
You have to. What do you think, Elijah?
I think they'd actually debut on television. I want it to be a PLE, but looking up to like, the next couple ones, I don't see where it exactly fit in because I don't think it should be King and Queen of the Ring, and then what's after that? I think
Clash at the Castle.
Is it Clash of the Castle?
Mm-hmm.
That could be really cool. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I have a feeling it's going to be on Raw or SmackDown.
That would also just be so far away. Like I said, the first QR code flashed like a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Literally, what?
So-
Day after WrestleMania, was it? Or was it?
Well,
before that?
I think I want to say it. I mean, it's right around there. I don't know the exact date, but pushing it all the way out to Clash at the Castle, that would just be overkill. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I think they have to do it on like a Raw or SmackDown before Clash of the Castle. Like in between King of the Ring, or King and Queen of the Ring and Clash of the Castle. That'd be like kind of the sweet spot of where you're going to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
I have to say, I have to agree with Elijah on this one. Like, I feel like I had to be on a SmackDown, but then like, it seems like it would make sense to be on a PLE. I was thinking like Money in the Bank, but like that's way too far. It would just drag.
Yeah, because I was kind of thinking like
drag it out to
SummerSlam, and I was like, oh, that's also very,
Yeah.
very far as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, and I don't trust like having it happen next Saturday. Just wouldn't be a good feel. It would have been so perfect in France. It would have been perfect. So maybe like a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown, one of those days. Like it would be
Especially
pretty cool.
since the Fireflies are coming back. I think it'll definitely add to the atmosphere of everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And 100%, it should definitely happen. Like, cut someone off like in the middle of a promo, like, let's go out. You're like, where the fuck? And all of a sudden, like, in the crowd, spotlight Uncle Howdy, and they're like, oh my God. And then, like, kind of spotlight a couple other people, and, like, it doesn't get revealed right then and there, but you could tell there's, like at least 3 of them. 3 or 4
Yeah.
of them.
All right, and then who's gonna be their first feud? Like, of course you got like you're not just gonna bring him out. And it's just they're going to just talk. Like they're going to have someone that I think they have a plan for a certain someone. I think they're going to do main event Jey Uso. I think
Really?
Oh,
I have a feeling like this. So there's this tweet that he put out a couple days ago. He pretty much said the Fireflies are his now. Now, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, buddy, you're done. You're done. Game over. I love you, Jay. Peace out, bro." Like it was just like that's the feeling. I think it'll work out great, but then like, man, I feel like he feels so outnumbered because maybe there's more people. Who knows how many people are coming back into that one faction? It could just be Uncle Howdy. Could just be him. Could be Bo Dallas. That's it. Or do we have a little surprise with Braun Strowman? Yeah, because a couple weeks ago Braun Strowman was kind of on his side, but what if that was just him being like nice for the moment, and then he turns on like that other side of him when he was with the Wyatt family. It just snaps.
Yeah.
Flip a switch, game over. You don't want Braun Strowman from the Wyatt family. That guy was a monster. I was so scared to be in the ring with him.
Yeah, for sure.
Hi, sir. How you doing? Elijah, I'm gonna go with you next, man. Any first feud? Any predictions you got?
I think a good first feud for them, because I want the Wyatt Six or whatever they're going to be called to be faces, which means the most reasonable idea is for them to face a heel faction.
Okay.
And what is a big heel faction that's slowly gaining steam right now? Alpha Academy. The new Alpha Academy.
That is not where I expected you to go.
Oh, yeah, because you got Chad Gable
totally nowhere near
talking mad shit, because I don't know if he's going to have his new people yet, because I don't know where they're going to go with Otis. Some people say that they're going to turn Otis face. I personally think Otis is going to turn heel along with Chad as well, eventually. And then he's going to join that group with, Creed Brothers, Ivy Nile, But that would be a very, very good, because if there's also a female in the Wyatt Six, you got Ivy Nile versus whoever the female wrestler is going to be. You got the tag team lined up, and then you got Chad Gable versus Uncle Howdy. It just fit it's like a puzzle piece that literally just fits together perfectly.
Right.
So, in my eyes, that's why I think they should go with it.
That's a good one, Mike. Okay, Chad Gable and his faction.
The new Alpha Academy? Hell yeah.
He's such a dick.
He's the most hated man in WWE right now, and I love every second of it.
We don't need
McAfee.
We don't get into it. Exactly.
McAfee on commentary. On commentary was great Monday night. He was like, "This Chad Gable guy stinks."
Love Pat, man. I don't want to get too deep into it, but Zach, do you have any predictions of the first feud for them?
Yeah. So actually, I'm surprised that nobody brought this one up, but I think that Bray Wyatt, I'm sorry, not Bray Wyatt, Bobby Lashley and the Pride would be a good first feud for this Uncle Howdy faction, just Uncle Howdy, because Bray Wyatt was one of the last people to, I'm sorry, Bobby Lashley was one of the last people to have interactions with Bray Wyatt on TV. So I think that could kind of just be like a little bit of a carryover. Maybe extend that over to the Uncle Howdy feud. And like Eli said, with it being a faction, you got Bobby Lashley, who's the leader. You got a tag team with the Street Profits. And then B-Fab is good in the ring as well if there is that female character in the Uncle Howdy faction.
Okay, I like those. Those are really good, boys. So, and now, one last question. If there is one person you predict to be in the feud, like not the feud, in the faction, who would it be? And I'll let Elijah go first on this one.
Ooh, see, I've been debating on. All right, I'm gonna leave this up to you guys. Should I do an obvious pick or should I do a surprise pick? Like a very shocking one if it happened.
Go with the obvious one.
Yeah.
Go with the obvious one.
I think Braun Strowman's going to be a part of it for sure. If not, obviously Eric Rowan is also a very good obvious one, but I think who's been on TV, I think Braun will return with it because Braun and Bray were super close, and it would make no sense. I'll say my surprise one after you guys go with yours, if you don't mention it.
That's all. Okay, I like that. Zach, you got anyone? Anyone particular, surprising, obvious, anything?
So I actually do. I don't know if it's like a shocker necessarily, but there's somebody that I would love to see in the new Uncle Howdy faction. Joe Gacy down in
That'd be a
NXT.
really good one.
Please.
Joe
Oh, that's a
Gacy
good
down
one.
in
That's a good one.
NXT would be a perfect addition to a supernatural faction, to a like just wacky, out of your mind, like just you never know what to predict is coming next with Joe Gacy. Like if you are not familiar with who Joe Gacy is, go down to NXT. He hasn't been on screen since Stand and Deliver. Like which was the same weekend as WrestleMania. He hasn't been on screen. They're not using him down there. I personally thought he was going to get called up during the draft, and the fact that he didn't was kind of surprising. So, connecting a couple dots, I would love to see Joe Gacy in this new Uncle Howdy supernatural type faction.
Dang, that's Joe Gacy. Go check him out on NXT, man. What a guy.
He's menace. He's so good.
So I don't know if this is obvious or a surprise, but I feel like Alexa Bliss has to be part of it, right? She
You
was
would
such a
think.
big story.
You would think.
But there's no one's talking about it. There's no like when she coming back. We don't know when she's coming back. So but I feel like she's such a big part of that story. She has to be in it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Her character, dude. Oh my gosh, she needs to be like in a movie because when she had that like when she was in sync with that character, it was creepy as hell. But she did such a good job with it. So like, oh no, man. I feel like she has to be in it. I mean I could be wrong, but like I said, there's no evidence. There's no report saying when she's coming back. There's no report saying she's gonna be part of it. Something has to be like coming up very soon for her.
My surprise pick one was going to be Dijak. I feel like he
Ooh.
would fit well in it
Okay,
too.
Okay.
That was going to be like, I don't think necessarily he would go into it, but if he did, he would fit well with it, and he's already been drafted to the main roster, so
You know what's
that'd be
funny?
a very good thing.
You know what's funny? I definitely thought one of you two was going to say Bobby Lashley for their first feud. If Bobby Lashley had been taken, I was going to take Dijak for their first feud. I think
See-
that Uncle Howdy feuding with Dijak it would have led into my Joe Gacy prediction, but I think that would have been a good first feud with the whole Dijak Uncle Howdy, Dijak Joe Gacy. I think that would have been a pretty interesting first feud.
Well, we'll keep an eye on the whole Uncle Howdy thing. It's not gonna stop.
Mm-mm.
It happens every WWE show, so it's always keep on up until they pop up one day. So I'm sorry for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna do something pretty fun. We got top 10 wrestlers like we all picked, but I'm not gonna announce or anything because I'm gonna let my boy Zach run the show for a good 30 minutes. I want him to have his fun. So Zach, take it away, man.
Hello, everyone. I am Zach. No,
Hello.
so we kind of have a little system here where for PLEs we do previews, reviews, all that kind of stuff. We kind of try and stay updated with what's happening day to day in the world of the WWE. But I've actually had a couple people say that they would like to hear more about us personally. One of them being my daughter. No big deal. Shout out Addie. But I've had a couple of my friends reach out and say that they would like to know more about Eli because my friends have never met Eli. They'd like to hear more about me, in my opinion, more about Devin. So we came up with the idea of just what are our top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time. So we all sent in a top 10 list, and I did a little grading system where the number one ranked wrestler on your list got 10 points. Number 2 got 9 points. Number 3 got 8 points, so on and so forth, all the way down to number 10 getting 1 point. So what I did was I got a list from Eli. I got a list from Devin. I got my list. I accumulated all of these points, and I put it into a little ranking system to where it came out with a top 10 list of our collective favorite wrestlers based on this point system that I came up with. So with that being said, we're going to dive in here. There was a obviously each of us providing 10 wrestlers. There was a maximum of 30 wrestlers that could have been provided. We came up with 17. So there's actually a lot of diversity in this list and a lot of conversation that can happen. So I'm going to start at 17 and I'm going to go down to 11. Kind of just going to shoot these rapid fire at you. These are the ones that did not make the top 10 but did get mentioned by at least one of us. So feel free to jump in if you would like to go into a conversation about these wrestlers. I will say, right at number 17, we're off to a hot start, okay? So 17 through 11. With 1 point, The Rock. Dwayne Johnson. Between the three of us,
Oh
only
my
accumulated
gosh.
1 point.
Great job, boys.
That was me.
Yeah.
Good job.
That was Eli. That was Eli's number 10.
Oh,
So
man.
number 16, Kurt Angle, also had 1 point. That was my number 10. Yeah.
I had him on my list.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I had him on my list and I subbed him out. And
God.
I
Yeah.
did not want to. Kurt was my unofficial 11.
Yep. He was very borderline for me as well. All right.
had this man in my head for a freaking icebreaker, and I didn't put it.
Yep. I know.
I feel like this also shows how much we can forget about
So
wrestling,
easily.
because it's like we love. It's not the fact that we don't love these wrestlers. It's just
I
like,
love these wrestlers.
shit. I
Uh,
completely forgot.
all the listeners, this activity is a lot harder than you realize. If you were to sit down and make a list of your all-time top 10 favorite wrestlers, you're going to forget some names and you're going to look like a fool. That's why we're doing this. That's why it's so fun. So back into this 17 through 11. We're at number 15 and number 14 are both a couple females that got some votes. Number 15, Bianca Belair with 2 points. That was Devin's
me.
number
That
8.
was me.
At number 14, Becky Lynch with 4 points. That was my number 7. Number 13, Aleister Black with 5 points. Eli's number 6.
Yeah, that was.
Yep.
I love Aleister Black. AEW needs to do something with them.
Yeah,
Because
for real.
Jesus Christ, they're not doing nothing.
Bring him back. I think he would do great under Triple H's
He
WWE.
would put him in the
He
wide six.
really would.
There we go. Bingo.
Fuck
He
it.
just had 2 bums running in. That's it. You know. Like,
Right.
Two bump. Damn.
All right, number 12. This is actually the first, I don't want to say shocker. I was surprised that this one came in as low as it did. At number 12, we have Batista with a total of 7 points. Devin had him at 7. I had him at 8. That was the first one that didn't crack the top 10 where I was like, wow,
Elijah, what the hell?
I forgot.
Just for some context, we are all Ruthless Aggression kids, right? We all came up watching during the Ruthless Aggression. So this is heavily favored towards that era of wrestling. That's just who we grew up watching. That's why they're our favorite. So The Rock being at number 17, you know, that's going to happen. So
Yeah.
You know, it's surprising because he won our bracket. He won the very
Yeah.
first bracket we've ever done.
Yep,
Mhm.
episode 1.
Episode 1, if you guys go back and give that a listen. But
Yeah, get it
he
checked.
won, little spoiler alert, he won the bracket. He won the whole damn thing. And someone forgot to put him on the list. I don't know
Yeah.
who. But
Gosh.
some guy forgot to put him in his top 10,
Some
even
guy
though he
wearing a-
really likes him.
He's wearing a green hat,
All right.
white headphones.
Takes it off. No.
All right, number 11, our last pick, just outside of the top 10. And this is strictly because of me. I'm the only one that ranked this man, but I had him so high that he almost made it. Shawn Michaels. He was my
Yep,
number 2.
yep. I forgot about him. No, when I made the list, I knew right there. I was like, I forgot Shawn Michaels. I know.
Yep.
I know.
Yeah, because we had a list where we locked it in. Like, as soon as it was set, it was locked in. There's no editing. If I can go back and edit my list, I would rearrange a few people, add a couple, take some out. But it was my top 10
I would have
pretty much right off the top of my head.
So a little peek behind the curtain. There was 2 people that came in with 9 points, and I had one ranked very high. Devin had the other one ranked very high. So I went to Eli privately for him to tie break. We'll just dive right into the top 10 here. This is the first one we'll really dive into. number 10, Randy Orton, 9 points. Devin ranked him number 2. So the tiebreaker was, hey, Eli, which one of these guys do you like more? And he said Randy Orton. So that's why Shawn Michaels at 11, and Randy Orton went into the top 10. So my question for you guys, Randy Orton making the top 10, I just want to know, when you hear the words Randy Orton, what is the first moment that comes to your head? I'll start with Devin, because you were the one that ranked him. You have him in here for a reason. He was your number 2 favorite of all time. So you have to have a specific Randy Orton moment that sticks out.
If you're my age when Randy was becoming a heel, you hated that man.
Oh yeah.
Hated him. He was terrible. Every time he would beat up John Cena, I remember my sister has this big not teddy bear, big dog, like life size bear dog. Jeez, I can't speak. So whenever he would like punt him in the head, attack him or anything, I would then, after the show, grab that dog and act like it's Randy Orton and do some crazy J Cargo finisher on him. Go, bah, bah, bah. You don't mess with John Cena. Like, he made me so mad, but as an adult now, I look back like, this guy is so, he's so good. That's this whole thing. You're supposed to hate him. And he gave me a reason why to hate him. And I just enjoyed him. I enjoyed him and John. I enjoyed him and some Triple H matches. I can name all these matches with him. He was in. He was a heel for so long, and he did so well with it. I enjoy Randy. I'm still glad that he's still here today, and he's healthy, I hope. And he said he can go to 50. Man, I can watch that guy till he's 50. Man, let's go. So I put him in my top 2. Something I grew up with, and I enjoyed watching him wrestle.
I definitely respect it. When your list came in, my list had already been finalized, and I promised myself I wasn't going to edit my list as your guys' came in. So my Randy Orton is your guys' Shawn Michaels. I was thinking to myself, how could I possibly not have Randy Orton on this list? Admittedly, Randy Orton should be higher on this list. So I will say that's on me. But thanks to Eli and the tiebreak, Randy Orton was able to make it into the top 10. Shawn Michaels is booted out to number 11. So,
Got him.
Let's go.
Jumping into number 9. Number 9. Only one of us had him ranked, but he was ranked so extraordinarily high that he was able to make it up to number 9 overall, coming in with 10 points. Eli's number 1, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's number 9.
You were the only one that had him ranked. So you had him ranked at your number 1, obviously. So that equals 10 points. Gets him into the top 10 at number 9. Just barely making it, but he's in there. I'm glad we have some Attitude Era representation.
Yes.
That way we don't look like complete fools. But I'll let you have the floor. Go ahead and give Stone Cold some glaze here, because you were the only one to rank him, but he deserves it. He deserves to be in this collective top 10. I love Stone Cold.
Stone Cold's my favorite wrestler of all time.
What? Sorry.
What?
I had to.
Good old Stone Cold.
What?
1 beer.
What?
2 beer.
What?
No,
God,
but see what I mean? It's just that effect that he has on everyone. Yeah, I know he retired before I could even get into wrestling, but I always funny story. What initially got me into Stone Cold was the fucking middle finger taunt that he had in the video games, and seeing it on YouTube and stuff like that. But going back and watching his stuff, just the energy that he had and the control he had both in the crowd, in the ring, everywhere. Promos, everything. He was my favorite promo of all time. I just the character within itself, just being this redneck badass that's I'm gonna fuck anybody up. I don't care if you're big, small, it doesn't matter.
The boss.
Yeah, the boss. Yeah, literally the boss. He inspired literally millions, including myself. And it's crazy. Because I know his career got ended pretty short because of his neck injuries and other nagging injuries, but just the command he had with everything. It's just, it's electrifying. Like, I know The Rock is the most electrifying man, but no, Stone Cold is the absolute GOAT of all time, no matter what, in my opinion. Like, he just has everything for the perfect wrestler in my eyes. And he's definitely, I know he's only number 9 on our official TMI list, but I'm the least glad that he didn't get cut. So I will take that.
No,
Plus, he has the best finisher.
I was just about to say that. I completely agree. I'm very glad that Stone Cold, you ranked him high enough to where he made it onto the list, because Stone Cold, just what an absolute legend. And the Stone Cold Stunner, iconic finisher, and probably one of the easiest finishers to do to your friends on the trampoline.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Devin, if you happen to have like a giant stuffed dog or anything, like I'm sure you could probably Stone Cold stun that thing a
Yeah,
few
you can
times.
probably stun it.
STF.
Because, like, it's just straight up, like, he's just one of the best ever. And I don't know. There's not. I'm just repeating myself at this point, but he just had everything within the ring and outside the ring, and also underratedly one of the most funny wrestlers ever. On top of that, like, his crazy, like, even when he was a heel, like, I know it's kind of looked down upon at the moment, or not at the moment, but like throughout history. But heel Stone Cold was such a jackass, but he was so funny at the same time. It just, I don't know, it made everything. He couldn't really do anything wrong. Wrestling world, anyway.
Stone Cold's great. I'm glad we got some Attitude Era representation on the list.
I agree.
Moving on to number 8 here. Again with 10 points, but this time 2 people voted for him, so that's why he is above Stone Cold. The Undertaker. He is our number 8. And like I said, 10 points. So I had him at number 3. He was my number 3. And Eli, you had him at number 9, giving him a total of 10 points. Devin did not have Undertaker on his list.
That's one of the wrestlers I forgot. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I forgot.
See, this activity's
easy.
hard.
That list was not easy, okay?
This activity's hard. I love The Undertaker. I mentioned it earlier when we were talking about Uncle Howdy, but a supernatural character in the world of professional wrestling, I think it's one of those things where, like, as a kid, it's just like super spooky. Don't want to like talk about it. Don't want to look at it. It's freaky. Everything's weird. But as an adult, you look at it through the lens of like, oh, this character work is elite. And not to mention just like a supernatural character, but Undertaker as a wrestler is on another tier. It's hard for Undertaker to have a bad match. And the WrestleMania streak, that was almost as important as like a world title match when we were kids. So Undertaker very quickly became one of my all-time favorites, and I love the Undertaker so much, and that's why he's so high on my list. Devin, you got some splaining to do. No Undertaker on the list.
I know.
That's kind of wild.
I know. I'm sorry, everyone. I totally forgot about him. Like, I actually thought about it last night when I was doing the list, because there was times I did switch some names in there, but then like last night I was just like ready to go to bed, and then I'm like, I forgot about the Undertaker.
He was just on WrestleMania, brother. What are you doing?
It's tough.
And I was hoping that at least one of you guys forgot, and the fact that you both put him in there, I respect you two so much. I thank you, because this big dummy over here didn't. So basically, the lights just turn off on me. Like,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Turn back on.
Oh, you're done. You're done.
You're done.
Rest in peace.
Oh, the
Like,
next
oh,
one,
he's done.
Zach. It was the next one.
All right, so number 7. This is our last guy with 10 points, but this is our first guy that we all 3 had on our list. So, coming in at number 7 with 10 points is Jeff Hardy. So, I had him ranked the highest at number 6. Eli, oh, sorry guys, I was reading.
Yeah,
I missed the cue. Eli, you had him at number 7. Devin, he barely made your top 10 at number 10. There's not much that can be said about Jeff Hardy that we don't all already know, but I will say, Devin, how many times did you almost break your neck doing the Swanton?
Oh, dude. That was my finishing move on the trampoline to my cousin, and my mom
Yeah.
did not like that. Because once you do it, you're supposed to act like are you down for the count? My mom opens that, so my cousins had a trampoline, and like I said, that's where we did our wrestling. And my mom will walk out, and she will freak out like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "What? What?" Like, "Oh my gosh, I thought you were hurt." Like, "No, I'm acting like I just got hit with a finisher." I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm selling,
Mom,
brother.
Mom,
I'm
I'm selling.
my
You're
mom is
ruining the spot. You're breaking kayfabe. What are you doing? God
Mom, you
damn it,
don't
Mom.
get it. Mom, you don't get it.
Well, you will never understand.
Dude, my mom did not like that I was watching wrestling for a little bit. She almost like made me stop watching it when I was little.
Oh,
There is some, yeah. I
Eli,
I have some stories, man.
Jeff Hardy, when you think of Jeff Hardy, do you think of the singles run Jeff Hardy, or do you think of the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff Hardy?
As much as I love the Hardy Boys, I definitely think of singles run, especially when he won was it the WWE or the World Heavyweight Championship? I mean, it was both. I know he won both.
He won both.
But he won the WWE first.
The triple threat,
Yes,
against Edge and Triple H.
What a
That's
match.
the one that you're talking about.
Armageddon
That
and
was
everything. I love that
What a
one,
match.
but the one actually I like his World Heavyweight run a little bit more when he was going against CM Punk, because I remember two things. One, that made me hate CM Punk because it's like, this guy's a dick.
I was just about to say that.
I was like, even little kid me was like, this guy's like, I wasn't cussing when I was in like fucking elementary school, but I was like, oh, he's a meanie.
He's a poo poo.
He's a poo poo head. But he's like, Jeff just had something about him, because it wasn't like he was an excellent promo guy. Like, don't get me wrong, he's not the worst on mic or anything, but his in-ring abilities and what he put his body through to make the match is what really sold it on it for me. Like, I think the most iconic moment is him swantoning onto Randy Orton off of the fucking scaffolding.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's so many iconic Jeff Hardy moments that you can think of throughout our childhood, and I mean, even still today, like he's obviously not as wild as he used to be, but he's still he's still high flying and taking crazy bumps and swantons everywhere. But that was the first one that we all three had on our list, and I think that that's an appropriate first one for all three of us to have.
Oh, it's well deserved. It's well deserved.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy's definitely one of the GOATs.
All right, moving on to number 6. Number 6 came in with 12 points, and that would be the voice of the voiceless, CM Punk.
No,
Wow.
Eli,
Wow.
you had him very high, number 4. Devin at number 6. I did not have CM Punk ranked, and this was not a case of I forgot about CM Punk. CM Punk was definitely in the running to be on my list. I made the choice to not have CM Punk on my list. I will defend myself here. I have to admit something. I kind of missed the summer of Punk. I missed it a little bit. I kind of fell out of love with wrestling. Didn't really see the tail end of it. I saw the pipe bomb promo, but everything that made CM Punk who he is today, I missed it. So the version of CM Punk I got was ECW CM Punk, feuding with Chavo Guerrero, feuding with Jeff Hardy, as you mentioned. So I didn't really get to fall in love with CM Punk the same way that I love him now today. So that is what caused me to teeter with the CM Punk decision. So with that being said, I will pass it off to Devin. Devin, I know that you love CM Punk, and tell me what I missed. Why am I a fool for missing the summer of Punk?
So if you go back to the summer of Punk, it was when it was kind of like around the time, because if we all remember John Cena, we all love John Cena. That dude got over pushed like it was our job. It was Vince McMahon's job to make sure that John Cena got everything he needed. It was CM Punk's time. The pipe bomb definitely like set it to another level, because really, like, if you look at the timeline, like WWE was the only pretty much big option. TNA was dying, if we're being real. But like, you get sick and tired of the same thing. You get sick and tired of John Cena always winning, always getting overpushed and all this BS. So when CM Punk came out and he said that like that pipe bomb came out, dude, it changed professional wrestling forever. And then he had that big match with John Cena. And then pretty much had like he had a lot of feuds during his title reign. Like he had feuds with Alberto Del Rio, Dolph Ziggler, Chris Jericho. Who else am I missing? Ryback.
He
had
had
a match
Orton
with
in there too.
What's that?
Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
If you
he had
go back,
Orton
that was
as
the
well.
best match at that WrestleMania.
I will
They shot
say,
that second. Oh, go ahead.
I will say I missed it. Sorry to interrupt you. I
You're good.
missed the run live. I have since gone back and watched it, and it just made me love CM Punk even more. Like, so I understand where it comes from, but
Yeah,
I missed it live. That's why I had to keep him off my list.
that's fair. No, that's fair. I can't be mad about that.
I can.
I think it just changed wrestling forever. I'm sorry. I was technically talking
Oh,
until
my
Zach
apologies, sir.
interrupted me. So you know what? I don't want to be too rude because I think I just hurt his feelings. Go ahead, Big Red. I see
Yeah,
that
go
man's
ahead.
face. He's like, I
Let me
don't
cook
want to
him.
do this.
Let me cook up. No, I'm just kidding.
Let me cook
No,
him. Go
CM
ahead.
Punk is definitely he's that's why he made like my top 5. Like he was different. Like he straight up because like what made me fall in love with CM Punk was even before the pipe bomb. Because during his ECW run, I was like, oh, that guy looks cool. Da, 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 da. He has a really cool finisher. When he got brought up to the main roster and was having these bouts with, funny enough, Jeff Hardy and like the Straight Edge Society and all that stuff like that, it made me go like, no, he's different. Like even like he had his like little pre-pipe bomb stuff in the Royal Rumble where like he would throw someone out,
Oh.
hop on the mic, talk some shit. Oh, another guy
Oh,
comes
yeah.
in, throw his ass out, talk some more. I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, even the little kid me was like, that's
Dude.
really cool. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So just
That man was
the
different.
effect that he had even before the pipe bomb really sold me, and then after the pipe bomb and like all the stuff leading up to his first departure with the company, it was like magical. I also didn't see it live as well, but going back and just seeing how amazing it was for that time, and this was back like when people were like crossing their fingers hoping that he would return, even though he said he wouldn't. Like just going back and look like, well, why was he a big deal? Why does he want like I really liked him a lot, but like why does everyone want him to return? It's like it almost makes you like lost for words. Like you're like he just had something special and he had like that it factor. And I definitely feel like he definitely deserves to be on the top 10 list.
Yep, definitely deserves to be on the top 10 list. I
Plus,
like. Go ahead.
dude, I have an unpopular opinion about CM Punk.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
I like his original theme more. I don't like. I like her.
Oh,
I like
oh.
Cult of Personality. I like it a lot, a lot.
I can sing that song.
This
all the time.
Fire, Kill Switch Engage, Chef's Kiss.
Great song. It's a great song. I don't necessarily.
Burns
all the
way. Let's
Oh, beautiful rendition, boys. Good job.
No, no.
All right, that was a
I
whole
was-
lot of CM.
Oh, no,
That was a whole lot of
I'm
CM Punk
messing you up.
glaze. That was a whole lot of
Sorry.
CM Punk glaze. We're
We
moving
love
on.
CM Punk.
We do love CM Punk. After further review, I should have had him on the list.
Yeah.
Number 5, coming in with 15 points, Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah.
Bray Wyatt was Eli's number 2, Devin's number 5, unranked on my list. I know. I'm so sorry.
What is he doing?
I'm so
What is
sorry.
happening? What
I'm
is
so sorry.
happening
This
right now.
he just
Like CM Punk now, Bray Wyatt. What?
listen, when you throw people like Kurt Angle on there and Becky Lynch, people are gonna get moved down the list.
Fuck Becky
Okay.
Lynch, bro.
Devin hates women. Breaking news.
No, no.
Oh,
You know
God,
what?
he's done. He's
Oh,
canceled. He's out of
gosh.
here.
Cook 'em.
Gosh.
No, listen, I love Bray Wyatt. Okay, I love Bray Wyatt. Can't say enough about Bray Wyatt. We've talked about him a lot on this podcast. Actually, he was in our bracket. We love Bray Wyatt over here, but just for me personally, like I couldn't find a spot for him in my top 10. He was one of those bubble candidates, and I just couldn't figure out who to bump out in replacement of Bray Wyatt. But that does not mean I don't like him. He was 11, 12, 13, somewhere around there for me. Just didn't crack the top 10. That's no crime, but I will I'll pass it off to
First degree
Devin.
murderer, you know. Just...
Tell me why I'm so wrong. Tell me how dumb I am, and tell me everything you love about Bray Wyatt.
Oh no, we're not here to do that. No.
I am.
Eli's such a hater. Eli, go ahead.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. No.
Wow.
No,
Wow. Get ready for the new rap beef of 2022.
The TMI beef. I thought you were a fellow A-towner, bro. Come on.
Damn. I love Bray because he's the one that brought me back into wrestling. He changed the game for me, man, with his character. Now, I wish I was there for his the Wyatt family days, but I had to go back and watch them. They were pretty awesome. But the Fiend, it's what got me back into wrestling. I enjoyed it every minute of it. Like it's sad that he's gone. I wish it was able to continue. That's why I'm so happy about this. The new the Wyatt Six, be able to bring that all back and just continue his legacy.
Like I said, I feel like a supernatural character is a necessity in the world of WWE, and he definitely provided that with his Fiend character, and even with his Wyatt family, Swamp Wyatt, even that kind of had a little bit of a supernatural feel to it, not necessarily full blown the way that the Fiend was, but I love everything about Bray Wyatt. I just couldn't find a spot for him on my top 10. Eli,
I love you. I still love you, buddy.
Eli, I'm pretty sure you've said this on the pod before, but Fiend Bray Wyatt is not your favorite version of Bray Wyatt, is it?
It's hard because I would say it's more tied because I feel like both of his main characters had their own uniqueness, and it was just beyond amazing. Because what got me to like Bray Wyatt in the first place was his cult leader, character with the Wyatt family and everything. And when I was slowly getting back into wrestling, I was like, oh, he's really cool because I really because me personally, in my personal life, I like creepy stuff. I love horror movies. I love thrillers, some stuff to really turn your mind around, kind of twists and turns. And Bray did that to a T with his first character, with the cult leader one, and it was very, very awesome. It got to the point where, as a grown man, funny enough, I think it was 2022, so it was before he passed away, but I was like, oh, I want to dress up as him for Halloween. I swear to God, I've never told you guys that, but with me having longer hair, it's under the hat right now. I was like, and being kind of a similar build to him, big boy, I was like, oh, that would be super cool to dress up as cult leader Bray Wyatt. It'd be very, very interesting with the lantern and everything.
That would be sweet.
Just his personality that he had was amazing. He has my favorite character work of all time.
Definitely up there.
It's definitely based off of a wrestling character, he's my favorite wrestling character of all time. I know Stone Cold had all of it, but character wise, being able to tell that story and to build that aura around you, because he has backstory and stuff. He understood how to make something very, very compelling no matter where he was at. And then him coming back as the Fiend and having that story, because at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was really thrown off when he was a kid's show host. I was like, what the I was like,
what's going on here?
Yeah, I was like, he came back and it was that, and I was like, this is gonna be really creepy, and I'm excited for it, but I'm very confused in this first couple weeks. I was not gonna lie. I'm like, is that just a new thing? But as it developed and he became pretty much a final villain in horror movies, essentially, he's literally almost the final boss, quote unquote. I know that's the Rock's thing, but he was originally the a horror movie villain, because no matter how much you hit him, he just was like fucking Jason. He would just sit back up and was like, nah, I'm doing this. And like Devin said, that's what really got me into like more recent WWE, because he was just like, he made it. He made it so entertaining and so fun, and just him having like building characters off of things that I love in my personal life. It just straight up like it sold me completely.
Funny that you mentioned the final boss, because our number 4 is Roman Reigns, coming in with, acknowledge your tribal chief, coming in with 16 points. I actually had him ranked the highest, which I was kind of surprised about. At number 4, Eli, you had him at number 5, Devin at number 8.
Oh,
There's not much that needs to be said about Roman Reigns, because like he's our most present day like person on this list, so we know what Roman Reigns brings to the table. We know he is the tribal chief, the 1300-day reign as champion, all that. Like, how can you not like Roman Reigns as one of your all-time favorite wrestlers? Just the development of his character from when he came back in 2020 to becoming this tribal chief. Just he literally is. I know The Rock kind of stole the moniker, but like he had that final boss aura about him where he couldn't be stopped, and it took legends, WWE legends, coming back to end his reign. And just there's not much more that can be said about Roman Reigns that we don't already know. But Devin, you have him ranked the lowest. Why do you hate Roman Reigns?
Oh my god. Oh, jeez. He's going. Gosh.
at least that's
Why you gotta be like that? I just felt
You
like
hold
other
on.
people.
Before you dive in, I know I just teed you up to go into an explanation. This is bad hosting. You made enemies with Roman Reigns and The Undertaker tonight. Good luck.
Oh yeah, you didn't make
Paul
enemies
Roman
with Bray
Reigns.
Wyatt and CM Punk back to back. I don't want to hear it.
All
Oh
right,
my
whatever.
God.
So
No,
I have
go
the best
off.
list so far. All right, bet.
Go off on Roman Reigns.
It wasn't like, and that's nothing against him. Like,
No, I know. I'm just
it's
messing
just
with you.
most of these guys like were from the Ruthless Aggression, what I grew up to, like, or, just, and he just happened to be at number 8, and I want to put my tribal chief at number 8. If I had to go through the consequences through the tribal chief, then I'll take him.
Hey, it comes with the territory. Hosting a podcast is a dangerous game.
If I gotta get slapped by Maui Jim, then I guess I gotta get slapped by Maui Jim.
Oh, God, here we go. Your weekly
No,
dose of
I was
Maui
like-
Jim.
I was
All
Maui
right.
Jim.
Maui
All
right.
Jim.
We have officially entered the top 3. Okay? So, number 3 and number 2 actually have a tie with 17 points. The reason I put number 3 at number 3, only 2 of us voted for him. Okay? So, coming in with 17 points, Triple H. Now, I personally put him at my number 1. Triple H is, it's kind of a toss-up, because depending on the day you ask me, it'll either be Triple H or Shawn Michaels. That's my number 1. It flops between those two almost daily. But for when I made this list, Triple H was my number 1. Devin, you had him ranked at number 4. Eli, you did not have him ranked. I'll go off on Triple H here. So Triple H is my all-time favorite. He is what a professional wrestler is supposed to be. So he is built. He looks intimidating. He's strong. His finisher is deadly. The pedigree is one of my favorite moves of all time. His character work, his mic work, everything about Triple H made me just love professional wrestling. And at that age, everything that he's doing is top tier. So whenever I got into wrestling, he was leading Evolution, and that faction was kind of making their way, and everything that he was doing as a heel was just evil and maniacal, and the feud with Batista at the end of the Evolution run. But what really put Triple H over the top for me as a kid was the couple years after the Evolution thing, when he brought back DX, him and Shawn Michaels together, which is kind of why they're my 1 and 2. But the comedy aspect of that version of DX made me just absolutely adore Triple H. So add all of the add all of the in-ring and the mic work and everything that goes along with that on top of the comedy aspect of it from a, you know, how old was I? From a 9, 10-year-old perspective, Triple H comes in at my list at number 1. And I'm kind of carrying him to the 3 spot here because, like I said, he's unranked on Elijah's behalf. So, Eli, would you like to do some explaining here?
You're just calling us out for this stuff, bro.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. I called myself out too. I'm not
You
playing
did, you
favorites
did.
here.
That's one that I forgot.
Yeah,
It's literally the same exact reason Devin had with Undertaker, where like I sent my list and then I was looking over. I was like, I'm pretty fuck Triple H.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh God,
You mean the boss? Our boss now? You forgot about it?
Yeah,
It was
running the company.
Well, we call that in the industry a whoopsie daisy, and
That is the technical term, I do believe.
yeah, so it's an official term. Yeah, I like him a lot, and he should be on a top 10 list for sure. And I'm glad that you guys gave him his flowers, and I should have as well, but I forgot it.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So, that's number 3. Number 2, also with 17 points. All 3 of us actually had this guy on our list. Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins comes in at number 2. Elijah and Devin actually had him at number 3. I had him all the way down at number 9.
We think the same. That's why.
I had him all the way down at number 9. So,
Hey,
as it turns out, I guess I kind of hate Seth Rollins, but Devin, I know how much you adore Seth Rollins. He is your current day favorite. He's in contention for your all-time favorite. You're wearing his merch as we speak.
Yes, I am.
I also have a Seth Rollins shirt. I'm not wearing it, but
I also have a Seth Rollins shirt. So Devin, I'll pass the baton to you. You just tell me why you have Seth Rollins so high, and I guess Eli, you can kind of jump in after he finishes because you guys have him ranked the same.
Seth Rollins is a visionary. He's also a revolutionary. He's Seth freaking Rollins, damn it.
He is.
No, like I don't know, just something with Seth Rollins. When I got back into the WWE, he was a heel at the time, but he was doing something. He was the Monday Night Messiah, which was like interesting, and I was like, oh, okay. And I don't know, I just fell in love with it, man. And then like people were also talking about like how, if you go back to the Shield days, and then after like the post Shield days, like this guy was dude. He was such a great heel. I love his promo work. He puts in he's such a hard worker. Like he wants to be there every single week. He wants to have a match every week. And that's also another thing too with like the last year when he won the World Heavyweight Championship. He proved that he could be that champion that people wanted because Roman was taking a lot of days off, even though that's another story to talk about. I don't know, like he just made me fall in love with his work ethic. Also, he has a great moveset. I love the stomp because that's how I want to do this to some people sometimes. Just go with the ear, just and also I think also he has one of the greatest cash-ins of all time.
The greatest.
Like,
it's the greatest. Yeah, absolutely.
Gosh, bro. Dude. And the way at first, because so I knew about it, but like they almost made it seem like he was gonna like fail, like right off the bat. But he's so sneaky and so like conniving. He was gonna figure a way, man. And it sucks right now that he's out right now. I'm going to Monday Night Raw next month, and I don't get to see him. It breaks my heart. So Seth, please, if you're hearing this,
I'm begging
so
you,
upset.
please.
I need
No,
an
Seth
autograph.
Rollins is confirmed listener of Tag Me In, by the way,
Oh,
so he's
yeah.
definitely listening.
For sure.
Yeah, he's subscribed.
Dude,
For sure.
He's just everything you want in a wrestler, everything you want in a champion, and also when he comes back, he's gonna have a feud with also my other favorite wrestler. So that's gonna be If you don't know what I'm talking about CM Punk. That's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
feed families for decades. So now I got to pick between them two in the future, and that's gonna be tough. Love Seth Rollins, man. He's a dog. He was fighting with a torn meniscus and and he had a partial MCL tear, I think.
Yeah, I don't like to dive
My
into
bad.
I don't like
He's
to
big
dive into
fucked up.
specifics.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
he
got
was
too
he
deep into
was
that.
he was messed up.
Yeah.
Eli, anything you need to add? Anything you need to add to the Seth Rollins love here?
I mean, he's Seth freaking Rollins. Like
Thank you. Thank you. That's all
It's
I
in the
gotta
He gets
nickname.
it.
Yeah, I could leave it off of that, but I'll say like a couple things real quick. No, his moveset is the first thing that really caught my eye because like I started getting back into wrestling. I think he just vacated the championship when I was getting back into it. Spot there, people were like kind of upset about it, being like, "Oh, like that sucks." And I like went back and looked. I was like, "No, this dude was dope. Like he was amazing." And like especially when he came back, like surprised and like all this stuff like that. His work is beyond amazing, and he's probably the most talented wrestler of all time. One of, if not the, like, it's his in-ring is beyond amazing. He has really good promos, and you can just tell how passionate he is with every single thing, no matter if he's like making a joke and making fun of someone, or if he's like just speaking from his heart. And you could tell, like, just he has, like, I know I keep using the word it factor, but he's definitely one of those as well. And you definitely have to have that if you're going to make the TMI list, top 10 list.
Oh yeah.
So he has it well put together, and his work rate is beyond amazing, and I have nothing but respect for him. Plus, a little side note, like I know we mentioned this story a little while ago, like with our WrestleMania 40 review. We have a friend who was watching that with us, and he never watched wrestling in his life, didn't care for it. It's not saying, and that's fine. Seth Rollins came out, and he was immediately like, "That's my favorite wrestler. I love Seth freaking Rollins." I was like to have someone switch like that. Yeah, Seth freaking Rollins was his exact saying, pronunciation of it. But just that, like, if you have someone like that has that effect on anybody, especially if they're not even a wrestling fan, and then he comes out and you're like, "That's my dude right there." That's beyond amazing. He just sells you with his presence.
Mm-hmm.
And that speaks more than anything I could say.
Yes, sir. So, we have made it. We love Seth Rollins here. We have made it to our number one spot. You guys sent me your list. You know who we haven't talked about yet. Coming in at number one with 20 points, Jonathan Cena. Devin, you had him ranked the highest. He was your number one.
Mm-hmm.
I had him at number 5. Eli had him at number 8. I would like to say that coming from a few Ruthless Aggression kids, John Cena was a obvious choice for number one. Before we even started ranking anybody, I could have told you that he was going to be our number one before this was even a thought of an idea. But John Cena is a deserving number one. He is our childhood. No matter what era you tuned into, not era is the wrong word. The Ruthless Aggression Era was John Cena's era. No matter what show you tuned into, they were either mentioning John Cena, you were watching John Cena was cutting a promo, John Cena was picking up two massive human beings and hitting them with an FU. John Cena is everything you want in a wrestler. And he defined an entire generation. No matter who you talk to that is around our age, if you mention WWE, they know who John Cena is. And, you know, he was a very polarizing figure with the whole Super Cena, era and the run that he had there. But overall, man, I love John Cena. 14-time world champion, 15? What are we at now?
16.
Is it 16?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize it was even that high. But
he tied Ric Flair's record.
Yeah, man, John Cena.
There's one more run at him.
I believe him too. Yeah. I believe him. But I love John Cena. We all love John Cena. I'm actually going to pass it off to Devin because he is your number one. So
Number one.
I'll let you go off here and drop some gospel on us on John Cena.
If you were listening the whole time, I had Randy Orton at number 2 and John Cena at number 1. Those two literally made my childhood. I always want to be like John Cena. When I was little, I did it like I don't know why, just something like his presence. Like I just wanted to be him. I wanted to every my sister's doll like on everyone. I just want to do
That
it.
poor
Man. Like,
dog.
that poor dog went through it, man. Shout out to
Stuffed
the
dog.
Yeah.
Stuffed dog.
It's a stuffed animal.
Stuffed
Stuffed dog.
Not just the dog.
Peter wants to know your
That's
location.
my fault. That's my fault. It was a stuffed dog. I love dogs. I want a dog so bad. Anyways.
You're my dog.
Oh.
Oh gosh, but no, whenever he came out, like yes, like I will say this, he did get over pushed though. He got over pushed, but like you still enjoyed having John Cena on your screen. He was entertaining. He was funny. He can rap. Left like yeah, he can rap, man. He can freestyle on y'all.
His album
I'm
was
gonna be
gold.
so honest. Can I be so honest, y'all? Like, I know, like, even at the time, I knew wrestling was fake. But when John Cena and The Rock wrestled each other, so I didn't have pay-per-view, but like, you could just go on to like the WWE network, and then like it would pop, like people were talking about it, like chats. Yeah, they used to do that. That's the only way I can keep up with pay-per-views.
My jaw is still on the floor because you said wrestling is fake.
Oh my gosh,
It's not fake.
It's.
What are you talking about? Sorry.
I'm sorry, you 5-year-olds.
Go on.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. Go on.
Gosh.
I
I
apologize.
thought you know. I was like, you never done that before. That's the only way I keep up with pay-per-view. So I go into the WWE network, the internet, and I would just type it up, and then I just see people chatting about it, and so it would keep up. And they're like, "Oh, John Cena kicked out. The Rock kicked out." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is The Rock," and I don't even see the match. And then when The Rock won, I was so upset. I was so upset. I don't know why. Like, I love John Cena. Like, I love his character. But I don't know. His character is who he is, and then also like all he did outside of the WWE. Like he did so much for like the Make a Wish Foundation. He I think has the record.
He has the record for the most
Dude.
wishes fulfilled.
Are you kidding me? Like that dude has such a good heart, and I know there are some things that were said about him. Like he did some things, and I'm pretty sure he learned from them. He is up there with the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, in my opinion. Number 1 in my heart. I love John Cena.
You got anything to add?
Go ahead.
I mean, John deserves the number 1 spot for sure. Like the thing I like about him is no matter what you give him, he always makes it work. Even when he was getting booed out of buildings, he was still being like the man, like whether if it was like, Vince going out there and being like, oh, yeah, you got to like do this promo in your face. You can never turn heel. He still would make it work. Like you would still find a way, even if you're sitting there like, oh, let's go Cena sucks. Like that whole thing. He fed into it, which is, I don't know how the fuck he did that, because I would have been pissed. I'd be like, turn me heel already. These guys, the fans don't deserve it. But it really shows a testament to like his character, because I think what really puts him on the favorite wrestlers list is, besides like his in-ring work and like his entire WWE career, is like Devin said, the person he is outside of it. Because like he was definitely like, when he said hustle, loyalty, respect, he meant it. It wasn't just like a little catchphrase that you could do. Like it's straight up like it. That's inspiring, especially growing up with him as well. And like it's what Hulk Hogan wanted to be. Like the whole, eat your vitamins and say your prayers, brother. Like, no, that's not believable, brother.
We're talking about
Hulk
Hogan now? Oh.
Hulk Hogan wishes he was John Cena. That's my point. He wishes he was John Cena, because John Cena is 50,000 times better than Hogan will ever be, because he has that effect on people. No matter if you're a little kid or a grown-ass adult, you're gonna love Cena regardless and love everything that he does. And I can give him nothing but praise.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you have it. That is our top 10 list. I'll go through it real quick. Starting at 10, going down to 1, we got Randy Orton, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Undertaker, Jeff Hardy, CM Punk, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, Triple H, Seth Rollins, John Cena. That is your official TMI top 10 favorite wrestlers. Before we end this list, I was thinking of it as I was making the list last night, and as we were talking about it, there's some glaring names that we did not mention. First one that popped into my mind, coming from our era of wrestling, how did none of us have Edge on our list?
I was thinking that as we were doing the list, I was like, as soon as you said number 1, I was like, oh God.
How we don't have Chris Jericho?
See, that's another one.
Like,
Chris Jericho is another one.
bro.
I also wrote down Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam was
That's a good
was
one.
one of my favorites. Somebody that I really enjoyed.
I almost put Eddie Guerrero on my list. I actually had him before I did some swapping. I kept on swapping people. I was like, but I can't stop.
Yeah, so I brought that up just to say, like, there's probably people who are yelling at their computer screens or their phones or whatever, however they're listening. Please subscribe on YouTube. There's people yelling, like, how could you forget this wrestler? How could you forget this wrestler? I'm telling you, if you go in and you try and make a top 10 list, you're going to have a class of Hall of Famers in 11 through 20. I'm telling you right now. Like, it's impossible to sit down and make a list of your top 10 favorites.
Yeah, no, it was not easy at all. I thought when I had my top 10, I was like, man, that was good.
Yeah, like I said with the Triple H one, for me, I sent it away, was getting ready to close my screen, and I was like, let me take a look. Yeah, it's good, it's good, it's good. I don't have Triple H on here. Why? What am I doing?
All right.
It was fun.
That is our top 10 list, our official TMI top 10 list of our favorite wrestlers. Devin, take us home. Take us home, brother.
I'll take that. I'm going home, boys. Let's go. Take my ball home, running home. Thank you all for listening to episode number 8. Man, this was fun.
It was fun.
If you have your own top 10 superstars and you think, oh, I think mine will be better, go ahead and try it out. Try it out. It's not that easy.
Honestly, put it in the comments or send it to us on social media. If you think your list is better.
If you want to put on our social media, we are Tag Me In Pod, all on X/Twitter, Insta, TikTok, Facebook. Or, like I said, put it on the comment section. If you want to as well, please subscribe to our channel. We will appreciate it so much. Show the love, man. We thank y'all so much for listening. And guess what? We'll see y'all next week. Much love, y'all.
Peace.